Hello, fellow spirit warriors. Yeah, it's feeling a little bit like that, right? It's feeling a little bit like that. So, Spirit came to me. Actually, Edward and I did a reading with these cards earlier today, and then Spirit called me to pull together a pick-a-pile. They called it our pick-me-up pick-a-pile. We all need a little pick-me-up right now, right? We've been feeling beat to shit. It's been one hell of a year. It's been a hell of a day at sea, sir. For those of you who have ever seen the movie Overboard, the original one, right? Especially right now because we are dealing with the whispers of the ocean deck and the beautiful creatures in the sea. So, the sea is about emotions. We've all been going through a lot of turbulent times. So, just because the holidays are here does not mean that everybody is happy and jolly. So keep that in mind as we move forward. Spirit wants us to have an open mind and an open heart as much as possible. Cry, scream, get it out, even the ugly stuff. I know it's hard sometimes. So we're going to jump right into this pick-a-pile. We've got pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. And those shells before you, I picked with my own hands. I believe actually Edward might have picked number 4. But these have come out of the Pacific Ocean. We live in the Pacific Northwest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the shells a little bit closer so you can get a closer look. So are you drawn to pile number 1? I didn't polish them up. I was going to, and they said no, they wanted me to leave them raw. So we're going to leave them raw. Pile number 2. And you may be drawn to more than one pile. That's okay too. Pile number 3. Yes, this is raw right out of the ocean. Raw right out of the ocean. I know, right? Unbelievable. Beautiful. And then we have number 4. And this sweet little crystal wanted to come in. So we've got this little shell here. Almost kind of looks like a scorpion. So we've got that shell and we've got this crystal. Okay? So these are your piles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you still don't know yet, that's okay. Pause it. Take a minute. Take a breath. And for those of you who know, go right on down to your piles. The timestamps are below, and I will see you at your piles. Welcome, pile 1, to your pick-me-up pick-a-pile. So let's see what your cards are. Okay, so we have number 46, Facing Your Fears. We have number 38, Shedding the Old. We have number 36, Blend into the Environment. Oh, look at that. It's even blending into the environment. I was trying to bring it into focus. How funny. Blend into the environment. And then we have number 43, Setting Up Perimeters. Now, I'm doing things a little unorthodox for myself because I just had this vibe that I wanted to see all the cards at once. So I always feel like if I'm going to see them, you should see them too. So I'm going to put them out in front of me in the order that Spirit asked me to. And then I'm going to, one by one, bring the messages in focus for you as well. Okay? Okay, I see what's going on. Okay, so now that they had me put them in this order, the first card that they wanted me to show you was Blending into the Environment. You have many skills and can fit into any situation. Take time to assess what is going on around you and adapt accordingly. Now, the way I have it in front of me is blend into the environment, shedding the old, facing your fears, and setting up perimeters. So, right away, what I'm getting is I feel like some of you have become wallflowers. Like when, even like with the octopus right now, right? Like they're trying to blend into their environment. I mean, even this rock or this shell, which is your shell that you chose for pile number 1, um, it almost seemed like it got peachy, or like the colors almost started to like, match the octopus. And I'm hearing, no, 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 no. You don't want to be a wallflower. You don't want to blend into the environment. That's old programming. Like that's what they're talking about with shedding the old, which is there's a change coming your way. Cultivate a sense of adventure so you will be able to see these new prospects. So if you're holding back and just blending into the environment, how are you going to see what's in front of you? You're too worried about blending in or staying in the old energy. Maybe if I just do this, this will happen. Maybe if I just wait it out. Because I know a lot of us have been feeling like we're in a storm, right? It's been feeling like we're in some type of storm. But lobsters, it's interesting because a lot of people are like, oh, lobster is a delicacy. Well, a lot of people don't like lobsters because they're shellfish. They're bottom feeders. They kind of eat what's at the bottom of the ocean. They don't work very, hard. They just kind of like stay in their own little, like close to the ocean floor, right? But how are they supposed to expand otherwise, right? And I feel like you're this, which by the way, your homework is to look up octopus spirit animal, spirit medicine, because clearly, that is the octopus is talking to you. I mean, even in the picture, it's like they've got their eye on you, right? Like they're like, listen to me. Don't be a wallflower. Look at how beautiful. Look at how beautiful we are. Pile number 1. You guys are beautiful. You're beautiful inside and out. But I feel like some of you have stopped like wearing your beauty on the outside, almost like you're trying to camouflage. Camouflage. Well, that might mean something to you, right? You're clamming up. You're not speaking your truth. You got one eye. You see what everybody's going. Like they're saying that one eye has multiple meanings for this pile. But you guys are magnificent creatures, and an octopus spirit animal is a rare thing indeed. And I feel like for this pile that the octopus may even be one of your totems, meaning like it's with you for life. It's very old spirit medicine, so please go look it up. Okay? And it's time to out with the old, in with the new, right? So the next one is feeding. Ooh, feeding. Look at, dude, I've been doing Freudian slips like crazy lately. Oh my gosh. And the gratitude series that I just did, they're posted on my channel, on the channel here and on my Patreon. But anyway, yeah. So 46, facing your fears. Look for ways to strengthen your connection to the universe and others. Stay peaceful and calm in the knowing of who you are. I'm getting the feeling like it's easier for you to stay in this energy of like camouflaging, blending into the environment than actually like stepping up and saying like, hey, this is who I am. This is what I want to do. This is where I'm going, and just facing your fears and saying, this is it. I got this. I don't need this. I don't need that. Like, I'm just going to move forward. And the best way to do that is to set your boundaries, setting up perimeters, assess your relationships and determine how they are aligned with your goals. Setting boundaries requires an honest evaluation of your present relationships. So there you go. Are you blending into the environment so much that you seriously have become the wallpaper? Like nobody even notices you anymore, right? Like you're totally, no one sees you. You're like everything's behind you. But this is how Spirit wants you to see yourself. Solo. Setting up your perimeters. It's also number 7 if that means anything to you. Assess your relationships and determine how they are aligned with your goals. That's a big one. This is a big one. This has been coming up for me as well. And look at that. Perimeters. It was like the only word that, like the rest of the words, it's not even about setting up. They're just like, perimeters means boundaries. So I'm hearing boundaries, 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 boundaries. Work, home, friends, family. I'm even hearing something about a car. I don't know what that means because it said, I heard even with their car. And I was like, okay, how is someone setting up boundaries with their car? So I don't know. Are you abusing your car? Are you, I don't know. I kind of saw like a check engine oil light, or like I saw like you need an oil change or something. So maybe if that's just, sometimes I just get messages like that, like they're just so, it's like literally for one person. So if you're watching this and you've been thinking about getting something done with your car or something, but I'm hearing you know, that, or maybe you've been thinking about buying a new car and Spirit's like, don't put yourself in another, like, you know, payment, a big payment, you know, blah blah blah, like set your boundaries. Yeah, money's coming up, not super big, but it's only for a few of you. Let me hear, is there anything else, Spirit? Nope, that's it. So I hope this little pick-me-up helped you in any way. Feel free to comment below if it did. If you'd like to donate to this tribe, or if you'd like to subscribe to my Patreon channel, all of my information is below. Even lighting a candle and wishing abundance and love and happiness my way is a nice exchange of energy, okay? So thank you so much. Also, I have a wish list for some oracle cards. So if there's any decks in there that you'd like to see, go through my wish list, and there's any decks in there that you would like to see me use in any further future pick-a-pal readings, you can do that below. Okay, the link will be below. All right, thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Blessed be. Oh, one last thing. Your angel number is 1155. Sorry, I didn't mean to get y'all. So you've got 2 things of homework now. Look them up. I'll see you next time. Blessed be. Bye. Welcome, pile number 2. If you chose pile number 2, this is your shell. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, I'm excited to do your reading. I don't know why, but I just got this like really excited vibe. So I'm doing things a little unorthodox today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the cards, and then I'm going to kind of put them in front of myself and see the story that Spirit is showing me. And then we'll go into further detail. So the first card is number 28. Seeing both sides. Take a step back and try looking at this from a different perspective. Also, I want to bring your eyes to the hammerfish, because in the book, they speak of the hammerfish in this card and how they can see 360 degrees all around them. So I feel like that's going to be part of your reading, so I'm just going to put that there. So seeing both sides. Your next card is number 26, where you need to be. And then your last card is number 48, disengage from outcomes. Okay. So now I'm going to put them in front of me and see what the story Spirit wants to show me. What's our story, Spirit? Okay. Oh, interesting. I love how they went backwards. Okay, so the first card is number 48, disengage from outcomes. And the card says, let go. Let me get in here so you can see it. Let go so you can open yourself to the highest love that you deserve. Find ways to release worry or any unresolved lack of forgiveness you might be holding on to. So this was your first card, to disengage from the outcome. So I feel like with this group, I feel like you guys wishing and hoping, that song, right? Like you're doing the work, you're doing the baby stepping, you're doing it, you're doing the work, you're out there, you're doing it, but you're like, why isn't this happening? Why isn't that happening? And they're saying, because you're anticipating an outcome that no longer exists. This is a message for all of us. When we put our manifestations out into the universe responds in kind. They bring us at the moment, at the time, what we need to get to where we need to be. But sometimes we have to go through this step and that step and this step and that step to get to our ultimate goal. And sometimes during that time, it feels like it's moving like a glacier, right? It's just like it's going super slow. Nothing is, and I get the feeling, you guys, either you have control issues, which you're not alone there, because right now everything's disintegrating around us. Some people recognize it, some people don't, but the matrix is literally disintegrating around us. And so people are grasping onto people, places, things, items, material things, whatever they can to hold on to these memories, this past, this old, archaic system. And it sounds bizarre, right? Because it's like, why would I want to, stay with my captor? Because right, if we're in this matrix, that means that we're actually being mass controlled. We just don't realize that we're being mass controlled, because it's like they give us the breadcrumbs of, oh, go out to dinner and drinks with your friends, and oh, go see a movie, or whatever it is for anybody, right? We each get the little things. Some of us go for the big, big, big prize, and we get it. But even then, we find out that we have all this that we thought we wanted, everything we ever dreamed of. But then when we get there, we're still not satisfied. We're still unhappy. And that is because it doesn't matter how famous you are, how rich you are, what you possess. It doesn't matter who you're screwing. It doesn't matter your friends, your family. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's who you are, what you love about yourself. And when we align, especially if we're aligning our dreams and our hopes with other people or a situation or a place, like for instance, I remember when Notre Dame, had that fire. I was so sick to my stomach, because I was like, wow, I was there. Like, I was standing there, and I was like, that's fucking horrible. Because I just remember how, in some ways, it felt like really creepy and gross. And I was like, man, some bad shit happened here. And then in other ways, I was like, but this is a really beautiful, glorious place. And it was just interesting. Like, I could feel the pain and suffering of the people who built it. You know what I mean? But still, it was like this glorious monument to mankind, right? This beautiful work of art that was designed and created with two hands of human beings. Is a beautiful sight. But then a little while later, Spirit said, but aren't you blessed that you always wanted to go there, and you did? Right? So if you were somebody that wanted to do that, and then like it burned, like what if that was like your dream, and you're like, oh, well, now it burnt down, right? But you don't know that when you go back, or when you finally do go, the way they rebuilt it might be really magical, you know what I mean? Or it might have it'll have like a new meaning to it, and you'll be one of the first people that were there when it was rebuilt. Time keeps going, and the outcomes keep changing. We are ever in flow and motion. And it makes a huge difference when we are completely disengaged from ourselves, if we're too laser focused on the outcome and the result. The next one is number 26. You are exactly where you need to be. You're not missing anything. Whatever is meant for you is meant for you. It's going to be there when you're ready. It may not be exactly what you think it's going to be, right? The outcome. Acknowledge how you are feeling. Have faith the universe will take care of a current concern by providing the best possible outcome for all involved. Exactly. Look at another outcome. It literally says it in this card and on that card. So we're talking about some prayers unanswered, right? Another great story that Spirit would like me to share, if you've never heard it, is Garth Brooks' song, Unanswered Prayers. And it talks about how he had these dreams and aspirations of, marrying his high school sweetheart, and always wondered like what it would be like. And so he goes home for the homecoming game or whatever. It's like a big game, and he goes home and he's kind of nervous to see her. He's married now, and he loves his wife and he's happy, but there's those butterflies, right? He's like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen when I see them? How am I going to feel? Blah, blah. And then all of a sudden he realizes, he sees her, he sees his wife, and it was like, it didn't matter. It didn't matter what she looked like, or, you know what I mean? It wasn't about that. It was just that all of a sudden he realized how much he loved his wife, and that he was so glad that God didn't answer his prayer and have him marry his high school sweetheart, because he would have missed out on her. She was the one he was meant to be with. So I'm hearing for some of you, I'm feeling a lot of tears and heartbreak, and it's okay, because maybe that person isn't the person you're meant to be with. And it doesn't mean it's forever. I watched a reading last night that really turned my head on a dime when she said, in this moment, in this reading, should you be with this person? No. She's like, but does that mean that, that you shouldn't move, closer to this and to that? And it was such great advice. And basically what she was saying is that we change all the time. We're ever changing all the time. We are always, always growing and changing and evolving. That's the beauty of being human, this life school. So, I was getting caught up in the wrong things instead of being happy and excited about being in, the good stuff. And, but at the same time, it warranted a conversation, an ugly conversation that needed to be said. And now I feel like we can both move freely in the directions that we feel good about. We talked about it. So maybe for you guys too, it's about communication, about talking to them, because look at what the next one is, number 28, seeing both sides. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. This could be a boss. This could be your mom. This could be a friend. It says, take a step back and try looking at this from a different perspective. And that's why the hammer shark came in, right? Because the hammer shark wants you to see it. They can see their little eyes. That's so cute because the other one had eyes too. But do you see, or the pile number 1 was about an eye. But do you see, they've got their eyes all the way around. And they're saying, stop walking around with blinders on in this relationship. Also, they just had me notice, look at how this energy is going that way and that energy is going that way. It's like you guys aren't even on the same page. So you know what? They say when you don't know what to do, do nothing. Recently, I got addicted to and completely binge watched How I Met Your Mother. And one of the couples on there, when things are getting really heated between them, they hit pause. One of them, or they can, hit pause. And then they can like go to the bathroom or eat or take a break and watch a movie and just like whatever. And then they can revisit it again. But like nothing's being accomplished, right? So you kind of need to go back into your corners so that you can come back, strong again. So maybe you just need a little time apart. That happens, even when we're in union with someone or we live with someone, we can still be like, you know what, I'm going to go stay. Even if you stay just one night away at a friend's, at a family, if you can take more than one night, take more than one night. It's really healthy to do that. So seeing it from both sides will give you a much, much better perspective than trying to, fight each other. Oh, you're the pile. I feel like somebody, I feel like we're getting a visit from Toad the Wet Sprocket today. So if those of you who don't know, I'm going to put him back here. This is Sprocket. And Sprocket can be in the water. Toads can be in the water. And so he's got a bunch of messages in there, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake it up. I'm just going to see what messages come out. Okay, let's just see. Any more? Any more, Spirit? Nope, that's it. Okay. So let's see what I feel like you guys got these magic, like extra messages. How fun. Well, and it's interesting too, because I think you guys had the least amount of cards. So this was a new one that I just put in yesterday, and it's literally the and sign. And I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it. Maybe if I put it down here. Do you see it? It's like the and sign. This came off of my medicine book, the end of the medicine, or the spiral, what do you call it? Spine of the book. So, interesting. So, and is also like a pause, a form of a pause. This one has a little bit of a black and gray pattern, and it says style. Interesting. Okay. So we've got style. Let's see. We also have, now these are independent, you guys. So unless Spirit gives me more, these are just for you to decipher on your own, like using your own intuition. Trust your identity. Ooh, be in touch with your reality. Isn't that interesting? Yes, when they were just saying about being yourself and, recently I had a conversation with my partner and I was like, I don't even know who I am anymore. And I think that's a really big deal when we say those kind of things to ourselves because they mean something. So this one is from a price tag, soft and chic tencel. Tencel's a fabric. It's a natural fabric. So maybe you need to change, and maybe you need to wear more organic fibers on your body. It's also number 37, or 3 and 7 comes out to number 10, which is completion, and 1 and rebirth. We also have designer, cloth, and stone. So interesting. So these are, these are messages for you. They're different for everybody. I'm going to come down a little bit. And then we've got 2 more. We've got, if you let yourself be successful, you shall be successful. Ooh, I feel that. That's powerful. Okay. And then our last one is, the principal ingredient of life is love. Yes. Sometimes we just need to go to our corners for a minute and be like, hey, you fucking hurt me, man. Like, you hurt me. You hurt my feelings. I had to assert my feelings. I had to say, you hurt my feelings. I feel neglected. And, maybe for some of you, when they were talking about finding, like, try out a new style. Like, whether it's a hairstyle or clothes. See this word? I don't know. It's almost like it doesn't want to come into focus. But you see that style? I'm hearing, yes, like, it's about you, like, finding your independence. And really, like, loving yourself. So that you can, because nobody else can make us happy. We can't rely on another person to make us happy. But at the same time, we can't allow another person to steal or take away or drain our happiness or our energy from us. You feel me? Okay. So if you'd like to book a one-on-one session with me, my email is lulaslabyrinth@gmail.com. And the spelling is in the name. I stopped putting it in, I started getting weird emails, so I stopped putting it in my readings. So I'm just saying it out to people. Also, if you would like to donate any oracle decks to this tribe, down below, everything is down below in the description. If you want to join my Patreon, any of that stuff, everything is in the links below and the description below. And thank you so much for being here. I love you. Hang in there. You're doing a really good job. And I hope this helped you. And I'll see you next time. Blessed be. Oh, bye. Pile number 3, welcome, welcome, welcome. Ooh, it's interesting. Some of these piles, I've just gotten these energies like right before, like it was going to be like really good and really intense. And I'm feeling the same way for you guys. So let's just dive right in. I've also been doing something a little different, a little more, Spirit's been pulling me to show you the cards, and then we're going to talk. I'm going to kind of bring them to myself and look at them and see whatever the story is for this pile, and then we will show the cards one by one, okay? Again, so don't worry if you only see it for a short minute, okay? So number 20, the first card is Share Inspiration. The second card is Dancing in the Rainbow, number 7. Ooh, I'm liking all this dolphin porpoise energy. Lovely. Ooh, number 14, Single-mindedness. And our last card is number 15, Adrift in Shallow Water. Okay, so I'm going to put these together. Let Spirit show me how they want the cards to be presented for me. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is lovely. Okay. Oh, this makes so much sense. Okay. So the first card, also, this was your shell. They wanted me to show you again. Isn't it just stunning? Thank you, FedEx driver. We love all of our drivers, right? Okay. Look at that. I literally picked this out myself. I mean, everything in front of you, I picked out of the ocean except for this piece right here. I got in a store. The rest of it I picked out. But look at that. Yeah, I felt a lot of magic from your pile, you guys. Like, I didn't want to say, like, pick this ball to anybody. But at the same time, I'm like, seriously though, like, look at this show. But also I always say pick, if you feel drawn to, pick more than one. So this just could be a message for the collective. But it is quite lovely, isn't it? It just has so much magic in it. So I'm going to put it somewhere where you guys can see it in that state. Hold on. So magical. Okay. So the first one, number 15, which is also the number 6, adrift in shallow water. Take a few deep breaths. Let's take some deep breaths. Yes, as that truck goes by, let it take away all that energy that no longer serves you. You feel me? Goodbye. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Take a few deep breaths and reconnect to your inner peace. Notice the small things and appreciate them. You are not adrift in shallow water. Spirit does see you. They see you. They know how you feel. They get it. Look at how even like this is like almost connecting to here. Like you need like a lifeline. Let me fix that a little bit. See what I mean? Like it's going up. Like almost like connected, and you're like, I need a lifeline. These bubbles, like I need to breathe. Like you're just freaking the fuck out. You're like, I'm freaking the fuck out. And Spirit's saying, that's okay. That's okay. It sounds crazy in some ways to be like that you're exactly where you're meant to be, but you are. This has been the same medicine. We've all been getting different like each pile has been different, but there's been a single thread of commonality, which is that we are all feeling the energies. We are all understanding that things are falling away and breaking away, and this facade, this fake world that doesn't exist, right? It's almost like you feel dull and lifeless. That's why they had me bring the sparkle in front, because this is who we are. This is what we're really made of, right? We're made of magic. We're made of the stars, right? We're made of the stars. Every little sparkle, every little thing. This is a natural piece that came from the earth. It's just a natural, beautiful piece. Look at that. Look at the little portal in there. And we can go into any world we want to. We've just been stuck in the non-fantasy. I mean, when you look at this and you realize that this is real, I mean, both of them are real. I mean, I acquired this from a store, but I mean, I literally saw this in the water. And this is dull, you guys. You can see it's dry as a bone. But look at all the magic in it. Do you see all the magic? This is who you are. Spirit wants you to see your divine magic, your beautiful flow, your beautiful loving heart. You know, what do you see in there? I see a lot of different imagery going on. I see a ghost. Did anybody see that ghost when I turned it? It was cute. I don't know if I'll replicate it, but but this is what the earth is made of. You're feeling dull and lifeless because you're trying to align with this third dimensional energy that no longer exists for you, for me, for anybody. A lot of us are feeling that dull, lifeless energy because we're trying to be a part of something that doesn't serve us anymore. It's long, 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 long gone. But it's still here, right? It's right in front of us, because for those of us who, haven't awoken or have woken up but are still in fear mode to move forward, it feels like a really dark and lonely place, right? Which brings us to our next card, number 14, the single-mindedness. It says, choose your own path and what is best suited for you. And that's the Barracuda. Barracuda. Your homework is to research Barracuda by the 80s band called Heart. They're still around, but so I want you to listen to the Barracuda song. That's your homework. And look at that, number 14. It's the only number that want to be out there. And you know what else that is? Number 5. We are still in transformation on the planet. We're in 2021, which is the number 5. 2022 is going to be a much different year for us, but we are at the very end of the calendar year. And for, those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, we're going into winter. We're quite tired. For those of us in the Southern Hemisphere, just because summer is coming doesn't mean that you're not knackered. Doesn't mean that you don't, aren't feeling the same energies, right? So connecting with your personal energy and the energies on the planet, right? Because look at the Barracuda is like, they're in an army. Like they're very gentle creatures, actually. But if you piss them off or you hurt anybody in their tribe, they will fucking cut a bitch. That's why people are like, oh, barracudas. But it's like, yeah, but actually they're very, very docile. And you can swim, if you had no fear, you can swim among them and they would never touch you. Right? So it's about getting out of that fear, that single-mindedness, that like fear mentality where people are like, me, mine, mine. It's become like the Gollum energy instead of like in a self-care mind, like I have to take care of mine first. I have to take care of me first, and then I can come and help you, right? But if you're adrift in shallow water, then that means that you're not capable of helping anybody else right now, and that's okay. You don't need to help anybody else right now. Just help yourself. And that's not being selfish. It's being self-care. How it's being selfish is if you're abusing another person in the process. And we all do it. We all take turns being the villain and the hero in someone's story. So right now, if you don't have the bandwidth to be the hero, just don't be the villain. You know what I mean? That's all Spirit's asking. Then the next one is number 20, shared inspiration. Throw yourself into a new project. Be willing to let go of time constraint and rules and really be aware of whatever fulfills your heart. Shared inspiration, right? And it's also number 20, but it's the number 2. It takes 2 to make it right? Like the barracuda. Like over here, this poor turtle is like adrift. Now, turtles are more solo creatures, and that's fine, but there's still all these little fish around them. They've got some friends, but they don't even notice the friends. They're just like off on their own. They're like not realizing that like this is spirit. Call upon your spirit guides and your angels and your archangels. Like they want to help you, but they cannot help you if you do not ask for help. They cannot intercede. The only time they're allowed to intercede if it's in your soul contract, if you're going to do something that you're not meant to do, or you're like, hey, blah, 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 and you're about to walk off a train platform and somebody catches you. You know what I mean? It's like, that's an angel going, whoa, 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 whoa. You know what I mean? So, but be mindful of that too. So maybe you need to get some shared inspiration instead of being solo, even if it's just one other person. It doesn't have to be a whole other school, or maybe it's your family. Look at this as like 2 in 1. Or it could be you and your, roommate and an animal, or you and your significant other, or you and your parent, or, you know what I mean? Maybe you just need the 3 of you in your little tribe. And look at inspiration is glowing right now. And this over here, isn't that interesting? Single was highlighted. Single inspiration. So instead of single-mindedness, one singular sensation, even like dancing, anything to get you inspired, whatever it is, one single thing can do. It could be a song, it could be a movie, it could be anything, it could be the store. You see something, recently I saw these 2 old men fighting in the dollar store, and I was like, what is happening on the planet? You know what I mean? But it also gave me pause, and it made me realize, like, these are the kind of things that maybe we should be talking about. So maybe you need to write about something. And your final message is number 7, dancing in the rainbow. And look at that. Break free from whatever you feel is holding you back. Express happiness and find out what you truly desire. Yes. So you can have this pack, right? But break free when you need to and take that alone time, right? Go dancing. Go play in the water, go for a walk, whatever it is you need to do. But I'm feeling a lot of like going inward too. So maybe meditation is something you need to focus on. I'm feeling like some of you used to meditate all the time and you're like, I don't know what's going on. And they're like, you're not doing this anymore. You're not doing that anymore. You used to do this and that made you feel good. So sometimes it's about going back. And sometimes if you're not doing those things, it could just be that you need to find something else. What's your next inspiration, right? Maybe you need to, just see the beauty in earth. Go paint a tree. You know what I mean? Like whatever you need to do. I'm feeling like a lot of outdoor energy for this pile. Maybe you used to go out into nature all the time. Take that drive to the ocean, even if it is 4 hours each way. And you're like, well, I only have enough for gas, but I can't afford to spend the night. You know what? It's worth the drive. Or sleep in your car for one night. Be safe and all that good stuff. But you know what I mean? Like we're not, it's like we don't have borders anymore, but we've been like programmed to believe that we do. You are, look at this rainbow is shining on you. Also look up angel number 7, because I feel that number is really, I'm feeling really drawn to that number for you guys. Okay, those are your messages, pile number 3. I really, truly hope that you find all that you're looking for. I love you so much. Know that Spirit loves you and they got your back. I got your back. Have fun right now. You know, just write out the last few days of this eclipse energy. Whenever you watch this, it's timeless, but in real time, it's December 2nd. We've got 2 more days until the solar eclipse. So if you watch this around this time, you know, after December 7th, things are really going to lighten up. And we're going to have a really beautiful energy that's going to come like charging in through the 1212 portal. So hang in there, okay? You're not alone. Until next time, blessed be. Aho. And also, if you'd like to book a reading with me, lulaslabyrinth@gmail.com. It's like the spelling up above, except for no hyphen. I stopped putting it in my comments or in the whatchamacallit because I was getting botted. So if you are so inclined, or you can, you know, send me your, or you can put your email address, whatever feels comfortable to you. Okay. Also, I have things there to donate oracle decks to the tribe for any pick-a-pile readings or future readings for the tribe, or to my Patreon channel. Anything you want to donate to the tribe, even just lighting a candle and wishing abundance and joy and happiness my way. That is a wonderful form of exchange of energy. Okay. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye. Be good to yourself. Welcome, pile number 4. If you chose pile number 4, you chose this really cool shell. The shell has a lot of interesting things on it. I want to bring it a little closer. Let's get that into focus. Look at that. There's so much going on. Like you can scry on this shell for a while. I mean, really. Also, I love that, you know, this crystal wanted to come with it too. So I felt a really powerful energy from you guys right out the gate. And also, this was from another reading, but I feel like it's coming in here as well. So we had this little and sign that I had cut out from a book, from the animal medicine book. So it may even be that, you know, I'm not sure what the and means, you know. So I'm just going to put it there and see if, you know, if it resonates with you guys, if it feels, you know, and also comment below if it means anything to you. It kind of looks like a musical note too. So let's see. I feel like this wants to, I always, not always, but sometimes I like to let things drop and see what happens, right? And then move things around. So I'm doing things a little bit differently today. I'm going to show you the cards, and then I'm going to put them before me and let Spirit tell me what story that we need to hear, what pick-me-up you need, and then we'll go into the cards a little more one by one. So don't be discouraged if it goes by too quickly. We will get back to it. So number 42, gentle moderation. Those cute walruses, huh? Okay, card number 47. Connect to source. That's a really neat card, isn't it? Connect to source. That's an angelfish of some kind, I believe. Or what did they call it? Okay, and then we have number 31, mutually beneficial venture. Okay, so now I'm going to put them together, and they're helping me move things around a little bit again. I have a feeling this is my really psychic pile because they're having me, they really want you to focus on these images in front of you through the rocks. So let's see, how do we want to do this? Interesting. Okay. So I feel like you guys are, I got the chills all through my body. So right away I'm feeling really psychic, Spirit saying really, really psychically inclined, even though I feel like they want me to show you this card last. It's the imagery that they want you to see. Ed and I, when we were looking at that, I'm like, wow, it looks like a fairy. But when you look closer, there's actually a bunch of little fish in there. But it just has this like really fairy-like energy. I just felt like I saw like a fairy body, and this is like, you know, part of, you know, their flowy underwater fairy. And also these reminded me of ferns. So I don't know what kind of plant it is, but connect to source. Go within to discover what needs to be done. Create the shift required to attract what you want. I'm kind of going outward in. And then it says 31, mutually beneficial venture. There is an extraordinary connection at the forefront of your life at this moment. Utilize this relationship to benefit everyone concerned. Wow. So I'm hearing, if you were thinking about moving or a business venture or a relationship. Wait, hold on. What did you say? No, they're saying they really want to stick to the business venture right now. This is something, I feel like this may just be one particular message for, and it could be, could be with yourself, but I'm just hearing yes, because I feel like over here it's like there's this like solo energy, but then over here there's, multiple, you know what I mean? Like we've got all these different fish in here. And also, when I read the book, they spoke about how this particular fish, I believe it's the clownfish, that this particular fish, it secretes this type of mucus. I know that sounds really gross, but but it's beautiful because they secrete this. It's like an anti-venom because this I forget what it's called, the Menominee or something. I'm like talking about the Menominee tribe right now. I'm like, no, that's not what I'm talking about. But maybe that's a slip, or maybe that means something to somebody. But anyway, no, I think it's called enemy, something like that, right? I'm grabbing the book. Hold on. My mommy dearest is like, if you're not going to do it right, why do it at all? So it says the clownfish and sea anemones, thank you, have a special relationship. Because the anemones, they can paralyze and kill their prey with their stinging tentacles. But the clownfish are protected from their venom. They have mucus on their skin that keeps them from feeling the sting of the tentacles. The clownfish live in partnership with certain species of anemone and shelter among their numerous tentacles. The clownfish are protected from their predators and in turn keep some harmful elements from the anemone. Anemone? You understand. It kind of reminds me of, it's like mutually beneficial. So, we just started watching Game of Thrones again, and Cersei has like this man that was like this soldier that basically died, but her kind of Merlin magician brought him back to life, and was brought back to life to only serve the queen and look after her. It's like, yes, she cares about him, because he looks after her, but it's more of like a, he is there, like he is only there to take care of her, and she is there, or whatchamacallit, or like she uses him to take care of her and watch over her. It's like, it may not be that they're like best friends with each other, but they have this mutual beneficial, because as far as he's concerned, he was created just to do that. So that's all he knows. And for her, she needs him to protect her because she has all these enemies coming at her. So whenever, things happen, it's like hardly anybody can get past him because he's like not really alive. He's almost like this big monster guy, right? And he's like, 7 feet tall, and, so I don't know why that came into, but maybe it's something like that for you, that you're in a mutually beneficial venture, and it may not be like the most perfect thing, or maybe you're like, I kind of am getting this, like your tentacles, like this is you, and like these are your tentacles, and your tentacles are up, and you're like, no, I don't want anyone to touch me. I don't want anyone to come in, whatever. I'm just going to do this by myself. I'm just going to do this by myself. And Spirit's like, yeah, but you can't do it by yourself. Like you can't. No man is an island. No woman is an island. That kind of saying, right? And it's not because you're not strong enough, or it's like, but there's got to be something. There's a reason why it's mutually beneficial. So if you chose this pile, and it could be a relationship, but I really feel like this is like work or something like that. Or if it's a family thing, maybe it's like something like that. It's like, it's just mutually beneficial right now, but that doesn't mean it's going to last forever. So, maybe you're, opening your business inside of their business. I have a friend who's about to do that right now. And I know they were feeling some caution around it. And I was like, well, that's normal, right? Because you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to like, entangle myself with another person. However, it's like Spirit just saying, be very mindful of like how you're doing it, just protect yourself and do it in gentle moderation. Number 42, which is also the number 6. Take your time. Pressure from others or yourself can be released by renegotiating what you are trying to accomplish. Yes. So, maybe it's like, hey, I can only do X, Y, and Z, or I want to do this, but, I tried doing this once with somebody, and I didn't realize till years later when I can like really look at it, I'm like, man, we really should have said, hey, let's do this, or hey, this is what I expect, or hey, blah blah blah. But when we don't do that, especially if it's a friend, because I'm hearing connect and gentle moderation. So when you talk to them, if it's a friend or a family member or somebody that you really care about, they're saying be really gentle and don't come at it all the time like rigorously. Sometimes you need to, this has been a common thread throughout this, is right, we just came off this really rough year. We're in the very, whenever you watch this, it's timeless, but right now in real time it's December 2nd, so we're in the very end of the eclipse season, and we're about to go into the solar eclipse in 2 days. And so that energy is really intense, and it's real, and it's revealing everything. It's like, this is one of the most intense eclipses that I believe that we've ever had on this planet, in terms of like where the planet is energetically, like everything, right? Like where the stars are and the planets and everything's aligned. It's a tough one. And so we need to do all this and deal with each other with gentle moderation. So those are your messages. I don't feel like we're meant to go any further. And if you'd like to donate to the tribe in any way, all of the information is below in the description box. I have a really fun Amazon wish list. So if there are any decks on there that you'd like to donate to the tribe, or if you'd like to book a reading with me, I don't put my email address in there anymore because I get too many bots and, spam. So it's just straight through without any hyphens or anything, lulaslabyrinth@gmail.com. And I promise I will get in touch with you in the order in which the emails came in. And also, there's a link to my Patreon page if you'd like to donate and become a Patreon member. The first tier, and all the tiers, you get the same thing, but there's a $13 tier and a $20 tier. Okay, until next time, I love you so much. Be gentle with yourself, and I'll see you next time. Blessed be. Oh.